Hello and welcome. Today we are covering two critically important UK worker rights that protect people in workplaces across the United Kingdom. 1. Protection against discrimination at work, and 2. Legal protection for whistleblowers. Both areas are governed by strong legal frameworks. The Equality Act 2010 for discrimination and whistleblowing law for protected disclosures in the public interest, with additional guidance provided by ACAS, the UK's respected workplace relations body. Let's begin with the first right. Section 1. Protection against discrimination at work. What is workplace discrimination in the UK? Under the Equality Act 2010, it is unlawful for employers to discriminate against workers in the workplace because of specific, protected characteristics. These characteristics include age, disability, gender reassignment, marriage and civil partnership, pregnancy and maternity, race, religion or belief, sex, sexual orientation. This law applies at every stage of employment, including recruitment, training, pay, promotion, transfers, redundancies, and dismissal. It also protects job applicants, employees, workers, and even former workers in certain situations. Key employer responsibilities under the law include taking reasonable steps to prevent discrimination, ensuring all policies and procedures support equality, diversity, and inclusion, treating all workers fairly, regardless of their protected characteristics. Types of discrimination you should know. Discrimination at work can take several forms. Direct discrimination, when someone is treated less favorably because of a protected characteristic. Examples include refusal to promote someone because of their age, sex, or race. Indirect discrimination, when a rule or policy applies to everyone but disproportionately disadvantages people with certain protected characteristics without a good business reason. Harassment, unwanted behavior related to a protected characteristic that violates a person's dignity or creates an offensive environment. Victimisation. This occurs when a worker is treated badly because they have made a complaint about discrimination, supported someone else's complaint, or been involved in discrimination proceedings. All these forms of discrimination are unlawful and can lead to an employment tribunal claim. How to report discrimination at work if you believe you are being discriminated against. 1. Record what has happened, include dates, times, and any evidence like emails. 2. Raise the issue informally with your manager or HR. 3. If informal action fails, make a formal complaint or grievance under your employer's policy. 4. If the issue remains unresolved, you can bring a claim to an employment tribunal within strict time limits, usually 3 months minus 1 day from the act of discrimination. Employers must take discrimination complaints seriously and investigate promptly and fairly, protecting everyone, not just the affected worker. Discrimination protections extend beyond the individual affected. UK law also protects people who are associated with someone with a protected characteristic, for example, a family member or friend, and are perceived to have a protected characteristic even if they do not actually have it. This ensures wide legal coverage and helps foster a fair and inclusive workplace culture. Section 2. Protection for whistleblowers. We turn to another major legal right. Protection for whistleblowers in the workplace. What is whistleblowing? Happens when a worker reports certain types of wrongdoing that affect others, failing to comply with the law. Danger to health and safety, environmental damage, or criminal activity. UK law defines this as a protected disclosure made in the public interest. Who is a whistleblower under UK law? You are a whistleblower if you are a worker, not just an employee, and you raise a concern about wrongdoing that affects others beyond your personal circumstances. How to make a protected disclosure? You can raise your concern through your employer directly, a prescribed person or organization relevant to the issue, a legal advisor if you are seeking advice about the concern, must reasonably believe that the information you disclose is true and in the public interest to receive protection under the law. Examples of protected concerns. Protected disclosures include issues such as illegal activity, health and safety breaches, environmental harm, criminal conduct, cover-ups of wrongdoing affecting the public. Legal protection for whistleblowers. UK law protects whistleblowers from being treated unfairly or dismissed because they have made a protected disclosure. These protections come from employment law and are supported by ACAS guidance. Important legal points include: a whistleblower cannot be victimized, bullied, harassed, or made redundant for raising a concern. You do not need to have worked for a particular length of time to qualify for whistleblower protection. There's no minimum service, period, to make a claim. Confidentiality or gagging clauses that try to prevent you from making a whistleblowing disclosure cannot lawfully stop you from reporting wrongdoing. From April 2026, whistleblowing protections will expand to include disclosures about sexual harassment as qualifying protected disclosures under the law. What happens if you're treated unfairly If you are treated unfairly as a result of your protected disclosure, for example, you are demoted, harassed, overlooked for training, or dismissed, you may be able to bring a case to an employment tribunal. If dismissal is directly because of whistleblowing, this is usually treated as automatically unfair dismissal. Even if you haven't been dismissed, detriment, like bullying or demotion, may entitle you to a tribunal claim. There are strict time limits for whistleblowing claims, so it's important to act promptly if you believe your rights have been breached. Final summary: workplace equality and whistleblowing rights in the UK. Let's recap the key points. Protection against discrimination at work. UK law, Equality Act 2010, prohibits discrimination based on protected characteristics. All workers and many applicants are covered. Employers must prevent discrimination and take complaints seriously. Protection for whistleblowers. Whistleblowers are protected when they report wrongdoing in the public interest. There is protection against dismissal and detriment. Confidentiality clauses cannot stop protected disclosures. New protections for whistleblowing about sexual harassment will begin in 2026. Closing, thank you for watching. Understanding your employment discrimination protections and whistleblower rights is essential to protect your career, reputation, well-being, and confidence in your workplace. If you found this information helpful, please like, share, and subscribe for more updates on UK employment law and workers' rights.